What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Ange Predicts YouTube channel. I am Ange and I predict stuff. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with the bell on. If you like prediction videos, check out my playlist of predictions by category. And finally, if you would like the results for yesterday's picks, check out my community tab. All right, guys, welcome back to the Ange Predicts YouTube channel. Today we are doing something we usually don't do, guys. We are doing a NHL 2023 early mock draft. So, guys, we don't have the official setup of obviously who's going to get the first pick and so forth, but going with my simulation, which puts the Hawks in the first pick, the Ducks the second pick, and the Columbus Blue Jackets in the third pick, we are going to do an early mock draft. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, in the first pick of the draft, the Hawks win. Let's just say, guys, they are obviously going to take the best player in the draft, and that's Connor Bedard. This is probably the easiest pick of the day, guys. I don't really have to explain it. You guys know what kind of a superstar Connor Bedard will be in the league. All right, guys, if the second pick is the Anaheim Ducks, they're going to look for the second best player in the draft. And in my opinion, guys, that player is none other than Adam Fantilli, guys. I really don't think they could pass on Adam Fantilli in this top 5, guys. There are 2 other players that I think could possibly surprise, but honestly, I think they'll go with Adam Fantilli. He'll help out the Zegras, he'll help out the McTavishes. He'll be a solid player in Anaheim if they do get to that second pick. All right, guys, the next pick is the Columbus Blue Jackets with the third pick. Honestly, guys, there's 2 guys in my mind that are could be going third. But in my opinion, guys, I think Columbus will take a chance here and take Matvei Michkov, guys. We all know what kind of a talent Matvei Michkov is in Russia, guys. There is a story going around with his father, and apparently he passed. We don't know the circumstances, so a lot of people think that will push him later in the draft. But honestly, Columbus likes to take European players, guys. I think they'll take a chance with Matvei Michkov. All right, in the fourth pick, guys, the Sharks fall into the fourth pick on this draft. Honestly, looking at the Sharks, they do have William Eklund, they do have Thomas Bordeleau coming. They're missing quite a bit, guys, including defensemen, obviously. I think it's too much of an early pick to take a defenseman. I think they'll take the best available player, and that's Leo Carlsson, guys. Solid centerman. They really can't pass on him, so I'm looking for the Sharks to take Leo Carlsson. All right, guys, in the fifth pick, the Canadiens, guys, my hometown. I mean, look at the Canadiens. They have a lot of defensemen prospects that are coming up or already in the system. So they're obviously going to take a forward, guys. And I think their best bet is Zach Benson, guys. Pretty solid, big player. That's definitely could play well in the Habs with the prospects that they have. So I'm going with Zach Benson. In the 6th overall pick, the Coyotes pick, I'm going with a centerman on this one. Also, probably one of the best available players at this point, Mr. Will Smith, guys. I do think Will Smith could be one of those diamond in the roughs of this top 10. So we'll have to wait and see, guys. Next, 7th pick, we have the Flyers. They're going to look for somebody, like I said, big, Costo. Those are the type of players they like, the rough ones, the guys that get into the zone and are not scared. They need someone to help out Owen Tippett and Morgan Frost. I think they'll opt for Dalibor Dvorsky on this pick. All right, in the 8th overall pick, we have the Vancouver Canucks, guys. In my opinion, Vancouver Canucks are a good team. They're just not consistent, guys. They are missing defense. I won't lie to you guys. Like I said, Oliver Ekman-Larsson's not really doing what we thought he would do. They have Quinn Hughes, but he's an offensive defenseman as well. I think they'll want to bolster the defense with Axel Sandin Palika, guys. I think he could definitely do the job in Vancouver. All right, the 9th pick overall, the Capitals. They're also going to look for a player that can replace possibly Evgeny Kuznetsov because he may be leaving. They still need that forward power. I think they'll take the big Edward Chalet from Czechia, guys. We saw him in the juniors. He's a solid player. I think they'll pick him with the 9th pick. And to top off the top 10, guys, we have the Detroit Red Wings. Honestly, I mean, the Red Wings could either pick a forward or a defenseman at this point, guys. They do have some goalies in Husso and Nedeljkovic, so I think they're okay over there. In my opinion, they'll go for probably the best available player, which is Andrew Cristall, guys. This is a player that possibly could even go before, guys, in my opinion. But he's just a solid forward for the Detroit Red Wings. All right, number 11 pick, we have the Blues, guys. The Blues probably going to be looking for a forward. I mean, they do have Torrey Krug, Parayko, and company in defense, so it's not too bad there. The consistency is definitely missing. I think they will opt for Matthew Wood on this one, guys. Like I said, he's a solid forward, probably the next best after Andrew Cristall as well, so I think they'll take him. All right, in the 12th pick of the Arizona Coyotes, once again, guys. Look, I mean, the Coyotes have kept picking forwards, guys. I mean, you guys all know that with the Dylan Ganters, the Barrett Haytons, in the past, Dylan Strome, and so on. Logan Cooley last year. They're going to look for a defense at some point, guys. And I think that defenseman could be Mr. Mikhail Gulyayev of Russia, guys. He does play in the NHL, believe it or not, for Omsky yesterday. Put up 25 points in 22 games. So if he could develop, he could be probably a starter in a in an Arizona team that is struggling. All right, guys, next up we have the Buffalo Sabres. Same with the Sabres, guys. I think they have a lot of forwards. They have Cousins, they have Tage Thompson, they have Krebs, Jost, and some other amazing players, guys. I can't name them all. They do need defensemen, however, guys. And I think the next available defenseman that they could take that's pretty solid, 6'2", Mr. David Reinbacher from Austria, believe it or not, guys. He plays in the NL for Cotton, and he had 22 points in 46 games. Like I said, a big guy, 6'2". I think they'll opt for the defenseman on this one. All right, guys, next up with the 14th pick, we have Nashville Predators. They are going to probably be looking for some more offense, guys. At the 14th pick, you're not really going to go for that defenseman that could possibly go later. You're going to take a guy that could put a lot of goals in the net, that could pass the puck, that could help out Matt Duchene, Forsbergs, and the other rookies coming up. I think they will go for Riley Heide, guys, who has 97 points in 68 games with the Prince George Cougars. I mean, he's just an elite player. Honestly, thought he'd probably go before that, but like I said, if he's available, they'll take him for sure. 15th pick, guys, is the Pittsburgh Penguins, guys, and like I said, that's if Pittsburgh finishes really early in the playoffs. But if they do get the pick at the 15th, I think they'll opt for the Canadian Kobe Barlow, guys. He's 6'1". He plays for the Owen Sound Attack. 46 goals and 33 assists, 79 points, guys. He's a goal scorer. He could play pretty much anywhere, guys, at this point. Like, he's a left winger, but he could play other positions as well. So I think Pittsburgh will opt for Kobe Barlow. All right, in the 16th pick, guys, it's Calgary. And in this pick, I think it's going to be off the board, guys. It's going to be somebody that's a bit later, that was actually ranked, I believe, top 10 last year in the rankings, guys. They need somebody that could help out Huberdeau and company, get it in the net, get some assists. I think that'll be Braden Yeager, the Canadian boy, guys, from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So it's not too far from Calgary. He plays for the Moose Jaw Warriors. He has 78 points and in 67 games, guys. All right, next up, 17th round, we have Detroit. Obviously, Detroit took Andrew Cristall in the first pick, so they're going to be looking for a defenseman badly, guys. I think they'll take Lukas Dragicevic. He's 6'1". He's from Canada, guys. He had 75 points in 68 games. Like I said, I'm putting him with Detroit, but this guy could go even before if people really need a defenseman. Next up for the Canadians, guys, with the 18th pick, they're not going to take a defenseman, obviously, guys. They need that forward power to continue the rebuild. I think they could take Oliver Moore. He is a centerman, which fits good with the Canadians. He has 64 points in 53 games with the U.S. national U18 team. Next up, in the 19th pick, guys, the Winnipeg Jets are going to look for a big forward, I think. Somebody that could definitely put points on the board, that could be consistent. I think it's Callum Ritchie, guys. He's a centerman, 59 points in 59 games. That's a point per game with Oshawa. All right, next up in the 20th overall point, it's going to be Chicago Blackhawks going up. They're going to be looking for a defenseman. Like I said, they just got Bedard. I think they'll take Caden Price. He's 6 feet actually, from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, only 17 years old. In the Kelowna Rockets, he got 40 points in 65 games. Kind of reminds me a bit of a Seabrook, so I think they could start the rebuild there, guys. All right, in the 21st pick, the Kraken is going up. The Kraken already have Matty Beniers. They have Shane Wright and some other players. Maybe they'll sign some players in the offseason too, if possible. I think they'll go for a defenseman, and the next available defenseman is probably Theo Lindstein, guys. 18 years old, from Sweden, 6 feet. He played in the Gretzky Cup where he got 6 points in 5 games. Definitely a winner here, guys. So I'll take Theo Lindstein for this one. All right, in the 22nd pick, guys, it's Columbus going up next. I think they'll opt for another forward. Like I said, they're very behind with forward players. I think they'll opt for Luca Pinelli, guys. He's a centerman, 18 years old, from Stony Creek, Ontario. He has 63 points in 67 games. Hopefully, he could keep up that pace, and that would be probably the best pick for Columbus. Next up, we have the Wild going up as the 23rd pick. I think they'll go for another centerman as well, guys, because I think Boldy, I believe he plays at the wing. So does Kaprizov. So they're going to go with Nate Danielson, guys, 18 years old, 6'1". He got 78 points in 60 games, including 33 goals for the Brandon Wheat Kings. Next up, we have the Rangers. Honestly, if I were the Rangers, I'd probably take a defenseman, but there's not really good options here at this point. I think they go for an American, guys. Ryan Leonard, 18 years old, 6 feet. He actually got 76 points in 49 games with the U.S. National UAT team. And I believe he's actually the brother of another player in the league that was drafted. Anyways, the next pick, guys, in my opinion, for the Colorado Avalanche will be one of the best available players, if he's still available at this point. Otto Stenberg, guys, 17 years old, 5'11". He's a bit short. He's from Sweden, guys. If you look at his stats, he has 26 points in 29 games in Frölunda HC J20, which is actually very good. Sweden plays less games and they usually get less points, so that's pretty good for Colorado. I think they'll do well with him. All right, next up, we have the Predators going up once again. I think they'll opt for another good forward that's available. They'll take Slovakian Samuel Honzik, guys, 18 years old, 6'4". This guy's a machine. He plays in WHL, 56 points in 43 games. He seems to be a passer, guys, so this could go well with players like Forsberg, for example. All right, next up, we have the Blues at the 27th overall pick. At this point, it's going to be their second pick. They're going to want to take probably a defenseman, so they'll take Oliver Bonk. He's a Canadian, guy from Ottawa, Ontario, 6'2". He actually got 40 points in 67 games this season with the London Knights. All right, next up is the Vegas Golden Knights. They usually like to take Quebec players. They took Jonathan Marchessault to play with them. They had, at one point, they had David Perron, they had Marc-Andre Fleury. So they like those Canadian players as well. Gabe Perreault, guys, he actually has a United States and Canada mixed nationality here. But like I said, he's a Canadian boy, so he's 110 points in 55 games in the USDP, guys. Just a phenomenal score, something that Vegas needs. Some more goals, guys. All right, 29th overall, we got the Blues going up again. I think they'll take another solid defenseman, Cameron Allen from Toronto, Ontario, 6'1". He actually had 7 points in the Gretzky Cup in 5 games. So I think they'll bolster up the defense in this draft. All right, next up for the Sharks, this is another pick for the Sharks, their second pick of the night. Probably going to be looking for another forward. I think Ethan Gauthier, he's actually an American, guys, besides his French-Canadian name. He's 5'11 in the Canada U18 Gretzky Cup. He got 7 points, and in the Sherbrooke Phoenix for the Quebec League, he had 69 points, guys. So he could provide some solid scoring for the Sharks. All right, next up is the Carolina Hurricanes, the 31 spot. Honestly, guys, the Hurricanes tend to take Finnish players. I think they will take Kasper Haltunen, guys, with this one. He is 17 years old, 6'3", guys. And in the Finnish league, U20 HIFK, he got 24 points in 18 games. He's a big guy. I think they'll like him. All right, and the last pick goes to the Toronto Maple Leafs at the 32nd pick. That's assuming they win the Stanley Cup, so I don't know if this is going to happen. But honestly, guys, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Toronto needs a goalie, guys. Let's be honest. I mean, yes, they have Murray, but he's injury-prone. They have Samsonov. He's not proven. Why not draft the first available goalie in the draft if he's still available? In my opinion, he'll probably be available. I'll take Michael Rabel, guys. He is from Czechia, guys. 18 years old, 6'6", guys. He's got that Vasilevsky stature, guys. He plays for the Omaha Lancers. He played 31 games, 2.86 goals against average. Save percentage, 0.908, guys. Why not take him and try it out with Mr. Michael Rabel? All right, guys, that was my early mock draft. Obviously, things will be changing in the next few months with the playoffs and obviously the draft lottery. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned because I'm probably going to be doing another one right before the draft. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Ange, and I'm out of here, guys. Take care and good luck.